All right, we might as well start. All right, I hope everyone's going well. Welcome. Okay, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. I'm on the big screen. There we go. So today we're continuing what we were doing the other day. So we're adding in column properties. So these columns will tell the, it'll flag a trigger or tell the system to, however you want to say it. Let's go flag a trigger to tell the system when a card moves onto that column that, hey, this is blocked, or hey, this is actually closed. And that way we can, deal with it. We can actually also organize at a data side to exclude Kanban cards that are assigned to a user out of their dashboard widgets and all that kind of stuff. So it has multiple factors which we want to use. So at the moment we've got column property. Nothing happens when we save changes. Actually, sorry, I do retort. Something does happen. All right, it does send some data into the back end. But at the moment that data is, that's the response, sorry. So the request is the Kanban column name and the card ID. We need to put through, the ID of, so the value of the column property. We've also got to make sure that if it is returning back to column property, that is an optional field, because we're using similar sort of stuff for this. So let's actually start sending data back. I'm just going to move my phone, sorry, my notepad and all that kind of out of the way. Okay. So, just trying to think. Oh yeah, and it also sends back a resort. We don't need to touch the resort. The resort is a secondary function. So, give me 2 seconds. Sorry, I am just having a think. I remember where this particular thing is. I do believe it's on the testing stuff. So, up here. I do believe it's at the Kanban board level. Or is it here? Kanban property order. All right. So, when we double click on this, it brings up this. This is part. Okay. Okay. So I'm just trying to remember where in the levels it is. It's just one of those things where you haven't touched something in a while and you just forget it just a little bit. All right. This is where we use this feature. I know it won't be that. Kanban property order. So it is up here. All right, cool. So this is it. And then when they say save changes, it goes to add item. Cool. So what we want to do is we want to find add item. Check to make sure the property isn't blank. Sweet, done. Depending on the mode, new or edit, depends which function we're using. So we'll need to probably hijack both of those. And then if this isn't used, we can get rid of it. All right. So we'll probably have to hijack both of those. And then it closes it. So it's either one of these. So new mode, let's start with new mode. new mode, add item. So, all right, so it gets that, the title. All right, cool. We'll also have to check the VueJS to see how that is structured, because we might need to actually edit data in the VueJS. So let's have a look at that. The Vuex. So that will be, I actually don't know. So that's pushing it upstream. All right, just wait, let me read my notes. New mode, we're creating a new Kanban board. Oh, this is creating a new Kanban board. No, so then we want the edit mode, add item. Create the variable names, name, Kanban. Yep, sort number. Yep. Sort ID, yep. All right, cool. Column starter to send, form data. So name. So that will be the Kanban something something name. So if we have a look at the networking, that will be the Kanban column name and Kanban column sort number. So that's fine. What we'll need then after that, data to send.set. What we want is something called, well, this is only if it's a column. So if property name is a column, we add in the column properties as data to send. So if this dot property name dot to lowercase equals column, and what we want to do, data to send dot set, we need column property, Kanban column property, just to be consistent, and then that will be this dot column property model, sorry. Right, simple as that. Bang, saved. Okay, cool. So that will send it in the upstream. So we just hit refresh. We're going to delete all this just so we're focusing on what we need. We hit save, that should send normal up. No, it didn't. All right. Let's hit refresh again, because sometimes this takes a little while to build. Console.log property name. Like so. Let's just wait a second. Let's refresh. Completed. Let's go bang. Let's see what the console says. Column. Get rid of this, let's get rid of this, let's equal that. And it should actually bump into here. Data to send, set. We've got the name, we've got all this. It should hopefully work. There we go. All right, mustn't have liked something. Not a problem. We got it done. It's all working. So this, presto, done. All right. So that's sending that into the back end. Essentially we've got all things. What if we send it a new card, so new column, and we go save changes. Let's have a look. New column will be the same too. And if we update that column, boom. Yep. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And then add level. New level. It doesn't matter if we're adding in a level or not. And that should only send to great. Sweet. So we're not doing anything with it in the back end at the moment. We will be soon. So first off, let's deal with that in the back end. So we use Axios post to the URL. So depending if it's a single item ID, else, all right, cool. Single. Oh, I think I just shorthanded that. That's fine. Or adding. All right, cool. Yeah, that's all good. So that's making sure if we're editing or not. So that will be this new and edit. All right, cool. So we've got two places to do this in, new and edit. All right, let's. First off, we'll need a form to deal with that data. So when the data's been sent, what actually happens is I plug all that request data into an ORM form, and it will match up as best as possible. Anything else that isn't really in there, it just gets rid of. So that's why we're opening up forms. We'll also open up now this is Kanban column, so it'll be part of the views. This will be Kanban column views, I do believe. We'll double check that with the URLs. So Kanban column edit. Kanban column views, edit column, and we've also got add column somewhere. Delete column, new column. So edit and new column is what we're focusing on. So go in here, edit column. All right, bang. Get form data. All right, so we need new column form. So we're going to go to that definition. So it currently pulls out these two names. So what we'll do is we'll go over here, we'll open up our B Studio. I will drag it over here. And we will open up the SQL that it's connected to. So under the Kanban columns, you'll see this data. We actually want Kanban column property. So Kanban column property. Easy done. We can close that. Ooh. Oh wait, that's a new column form. That's fine. We're actually using two different columns, one for level, one for column. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Sorry, I had a little glitch thinking that was going to cause a problem, but no, not going to cause a problem. So that should feed the data in here. Down here, you'll notice that Kanban update, and we get the form, clean data, and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to do the same here. So Kanban column update dot Kanban column property equals form dot clean data, and we're going to split this over two lines just because this is getting rather large. Kanban column property. simple as that. And then it should save. So that should start working automatically. So if we look at, let's say, new column. So we go over here, new column. It's currently set as normal. So what if we, okay, we've got it as close. We've got it as normal here. So what if we close it, save those changes, go back here, go refresh. Oh, it hasn't updated. All right. New column. Still normal. All right. And that was fairly okay. So let's actually follow this through then. Oh. Come on. All right, cool. So we're going to step over. Yep, cool. So we've got form. So form, auto ID, change data, clean data, clean data. New column, closed. All right. For Kanban column property. All right, let's just step over. Now we've got Kanban column update. Let's have a look at that. Should have updated to closed. Okay, we can fix this very quickly. What if we hard code it? It's going to bump over back here, but we're going to hit, actually we're going to hit forward. We're going to have a quick gander. To close. All right. So clean data from Kanban column property. All right. And then we're just going to put data there. And hit save. All right. So we go back to here. Save changes. Okay, we're gonna sneak through it again. So data is closed. All right, let's go over here. All right, now it's closed. Let's cut that out. Let's paste it in. Get rid of that. Undo that. Cut that out. Let's paste it in there and then delete those lines and then save. All right. So it is saved. Let's click another property, blocked. So we're going to bump down here. We're going to look at the form data, not the form data. So we're looking at the Kanban column update. Blocked. So it's saying blocked. Okay, go over here. Blocked. All right, cool. So we've got something updating this, which is great news. Cool. I'm happy with this. Now we've got to do not the delete column, but new column. So the new column will be pretty much the exact same. So Kanban column property equals form.cleaned data, and then Kanban column property. All right, and that's just save. So if we have in a, let's say, super column, hit save, that in theory should create this one, which is super blocked. Great, and it's blocked. Sweet. So that is working. Great news. Okay, and now I can just delete them. And then that will reflect over here as bean is deleted. Pretty simple stuff. All right, so we've done that. Now we just need to actually deal with how this stores the data. So the problem is if I refresh, completed is normal, but really it's closed. And that's shown in the data over here. We've got closed where it's completed. So it just means any cars that fall in there, we're just closing them because they're completed. You don't need to touch them anymore. So now we've got to find out where that data is actually sitting and how to manipulate that data. So when someone clicks on this, it will actually show the correct column property in here. So first off, let's have a look at our view. Now we're determined that there is nothing in here. There's Kanban, but it's got nothing in here. RFC got nothing in here whatsoever. And nothing, and nothing, and nothing. All right, so it must be stored in the component itself. So the Kanban, property, the edit board itself. So as you see, you got column results. You've actually got all the field data in here along with the column property. So when you double click, it must be doing something. So we need to go to essentially these property orders and find out what's going on. So we have something coming through, property list, which has two fields in it, an ID and a title, and I'm wondering if we can hijack that. So let's go to edit board. So this is the column. This is the column model. All right. So that's the property list coming through. So that's the column model. At the start, it's nothing. But as you see here, we are actually mapping it. So this gets mapped when we mount. So what we want the ID, and what we want is the column property. And that will be the row dot fields dot Kanban column property. All right. Now I am just going to really clean up. Yep, that's going to be like that. There you go. Cool. All right. Down here, I'm not going to worry so much because it won't be needed. We'll add in a condition case to be like, hey, if there's nothing there, don't worry about it, and stuff like that, which should be done no matter what. All right, cool. So going into the property order. So this comes down here. We've got all this, the sortables, the strongs. We need a V on, double click, edit event. Just double checking that there isn't any data attributes that I am manipulating. Doesn't look like it. So this new property item, event, target dataset title, just all right. I'm actually gonna console log target data set. It looks like we are actually going to have to put the attributes on the little items themselves, which is fine. It's a good place to actually sort of put stuff. People can manipulate it though. Yeah, we are putting stuff on here. Here it is. All right, element. No. I also want to clean this up a bit. So column property. I am going to shorten this actually. Kanban property. I am also going to shorten these. Just bear with me. It's been a while. I need to clean these up. Okay, so I've got to edit up here. Kanban property. It's going to call property. And then it's going to be null for the next one. That's fine. It will just render its stuff out. And up here, it will just be property. All right. And then I should get rid of that and just have property, just to deal with all of that. All right, cool. On double click. So if this dot, what are we using to tell which level it is? This is a good question. I absolutely forgot for a second. Property name. So we're only going to do this if it is a column, grab the property name, property value. This dot column column property model equals event.target.data set dot property. Actually, you don't need an else here. What you can actually do is you can blank this out. Actually, no, we want it blanked out anyway, so screw this. We don't need any of this. We just need to key in the line here. So this dot column property model equals event target dot data set dot property. And then it opens up the modal. All right, cool. And it blanks it out if it's actually a level, because it doesn't need to be anything in a level. And this way it will always override anything that's there. We won't have anything in memory or anything unsavory like that, which is good. Cool. Save that. We should refresh. So completed. Should be closed, but there's a problem. All right, we'll go down one step. We're on this one. So we are passing through property name. Undefined. All right, not a problem. We'll just have a look at the data. So data property. So it's only coming through with those two values. That's not. All right, let's hit save. Let's wait a second or two, because this just happened before where it just took a little while. There we go. Property closed. There we go. All right. And then you level, boom, property is nothing, it will clean it out how we want it. Okay, let's get rid of this line, let's hit save. Okay. So that is editing it. With the new columns, add new column item, let's say completed, let's say needs customer approval. Oh, this goes back here. Oh, whoops. Screw it. Super blocked. So blocked. Save changes. Why aren't you letting me create a new one? And then. Okay. Edit this old one. Super blocked again. I just click in the wrong thing? All right, that was weird. Okay, super blocked. That should come through as blocked on here. Super blocked. Yep. Blocked. Yep. Going into the view, we should see under this one, we should see property blocked. All right. Going down because we're not sending it upstream, so we need to actually do that. So we've done the edit item, edit mode, add item. Oh yeah, we send stuff up, don't we? Yeah, we send stuff up, we're actually not sending what we need up. Property data dot data dot property. Oh, what's been sent back? Data pk fields dot, and then that would be this one. All right, cool. Oh, actually, no, we need that in there. All right. Item already exists, edit the item. I'm just cleaning up the code as I go. I've become a lot better at programming, understanding that there's a reason why not to do those. Row dot okay, and that will update the local stuff. So that's for the edit. Actually, we could just nick that instead of having all of this. Sorry, I'm just trying to think now what I need to do. So I've just done edit. I need to do new item. So new mode, add item. So down here we'll have the type, we'll have the property again. So property, this will be this dot column property model. We've got to make sure that if it is no, it should be zero. Should be zeroed out if it's a level. Anyway, so it doesn't matter if we're pushing null for this property. So yeah, as for down here, I'll just clean this up. All right, row dot property equals this dot column property modal. All right, cool. And then, cool, that should be it. So if we refresh all that new code, just gotta wait a second. This has happened to us twice this evening. I'm gonna refresh again. Super locked, doesn't have any of that property information that has come through. What the hell is going on? Property blocked. All right, it's a bit weird. Just 1 second. Just seeing how long. All right. What the hell just broke? Oh, this is annoying when this happens sometimes. Isn't that right, Ash? Oh, sorry, Father's cat just staring at me. All right. So, edit item. Console log property. This up column property model. Actually, let's go event target data set. All right, let's print out the data set. Gotta wait a second. Hit reload. Double click on blocked. Property normal. Why is it suddenly working? And not for the bottom one. Oh. That one worked, but that one. That will have an empty property. That's fine. That will have an empty property. That is fine. That one is blocked. Huh. Data property is blocked. Why is it failing sometimes? This is super weird. Data type, but why isn't data property coming? No, there it is. Data property blocked. Oh, have I put it on the wrong? Why do I have data? This might be one of those weird bugs I was having ages ago. All right, where it grabs from one or the other and it's, ugh. Okay. All right. So it's connected to both of these now. I'm going to have to actually record this to be like, hey, what did I do? Did I just royally screw this up one night because I was just super freaking tired and decided that it was easier just to put stuff in both locations, which should not be done. All right, so that is now working. Okay, let's. Duplication of data attributes in, this would be Gampan property order. Please note that the sortable, the card, sortable, and the strong text element have the same data attributes. Best to figure out why. Alright, this has very little priority at the moment. This is a bug. This is submitted. This is assigned to me. And this will have to do with the Kanban board system, which I still haven't fixed that spelling mistake. Cool. Save that. Let's move back over here. So if I refresh, data will appear in here. Data, yep, cool. Normal, yep, new level will be fine. All right. So it's looking like the read is working, the create is working, the update is working. The delete we don't need to worry about because it's gonna delete the stuff. We know that's already working, like so. All right, cool. So now we've got to deal with when we create a new Kanban board. So when we create one, you notice the block column? It's one column. We need to do more stuff. Was that the cat meowing? Ash! Alright, no. She's a bit camera shy. So, cool. So yeah, we'll need to fix up these. Yes, what's the matter, sweetie? You gonna let me? Nope, you're just gonna run off. All right, cool. Let's look at the view, the structure. So, we've still got the property order, we've got the draggables and stuff like that. We have, we do have these as columns. Oh, columns. Should be column. Where does that data come from? So I'm now just finding out why this is different, because in reality this should be exactly the same, because it uses pretty much same. Oh, it's under new Kanban. That's why. All right, let's new Kanban. So when we go here, we've got columns. We put column there and level there. It should match what we've got in the other place. All right, so we wait 1, 2, 3. Let's hit refresh. All right, cool, double click. There it go. Notice how we've got no properties set whatsoever. It's because this is all blanked out. So what we've got to do is we've got to unblank it. We've actually got to pass through that sort of data. So that data, All right, so with the new Kanban board, that should be done up here. So we've got the column. So notice how we don't have any of the details in there. That's set at data level. So if we go down here, here we go. So what we want to do, bang, property, normal. Just gonna bang that out. I'm gonna paste this in pretty quickly, and we're gonna update the blocked to have blocked, and the completed to have closed. Then we wait a couple of seconds. And that should just work. All right, so blocked is blocked. Backlog is normal. Review and QA is normal. And completed is closed. Now, one other thing is when we add this Kanban board, we're not sending that data to the back end. We need to actually do it, and we need to actually do it correctly, so it'll intersect and all that kind of fun stuff. So, what we need to do is we need to edit this. So, all right, so that's just the validation check straight off the bat. Data to send, form data. So we've got the form name. We've got each column, each level. And each group. Now, ooh. It's because we've got pairs of data. This is. What I could do is when sending the data to the back end, we can add in an index counter. So as we're going through each one, we can get that index and pair it with the other one. That's not going to be a problem. I'm just wondering if there is a cleaner, more efficient way of doing this. Now, the problem is sometimes there's issues translating JavaScript JSON into what we need in the back end in Python. That way, at least we're doing everything all in one spot. So, yeah. So, let me just duplicate this tab. Let's bring up a terminal. Let's make it a fun color. Red sands. Let's definitely increase the text. All right, let's bring over this duplicate. Sorry, you get to see me set up my sort of screen and all that kind of stuff. This is how I chat to people. So I've got got a really wide screen, so it works really well. So what I want to do is go to sites NearBeach, but I want to use the source that I declared in my old. Okay, so Python 3 manage and then shell. Then what we're doing is from NearBeach.models import. Sorry, I honestly. What's the matter, sweetie? Yeah, I know. What's the matter? What do you want me to do? Really? Run away again. All right. I don't know why I imported that, but so pass JSON string. All right. Stuff back as a string. Let's just copy. let's just copy this. All right, and sorry for people who are trying to read. I love it when technology just doesn't do what it wants when you're telling it to do. Customize. Piss off. So we'll import JSON. Okay. So I want to see the structure of this data. Because another thing is, if I do this, I'm going to have to change the forms. And the problem is, yeah, I don't think we can, yeah, it's, there is a problem. It doesn't sort of validate stuff. And I'm adding in this extra layer of complexity where I know I could send something through, I can hijack it, send something through that could potentially sort of cause the system to crash, which is not what we want. We want that, yeah, we want a validation sort of thing. Yeah, all right. Got to think carefully about this, because if we go data, got ones and twos. If we go one, yeah, we've got the ones and stuff like that. Also, I don't know how Django will handle Django forms JSON. So I'm looking to accept JSON data in the form field and then validate it using some database operators. I mean, okay. The reason why I'm having a look at this is because the code will look a lot cleaner. The data will most likely consist of an array of integers, console hot media, yep, all right, cool. So my form, JSON field, form, character max, big character max. We won't need something that large. So JData loads the data as JSON, validate JSON data. All right. You may also but it'll also be an array. No, I'm gonna, at the moment, this would be just a little too much to actually jump into. I could run into issues. I'm sure given time, definitely would. But at the moment, I think it's best to have two fields, and essentially when I'm inserting the data, have them run next to each other, just in parallel. So what we're doing, so the column will be ID, property, and title. So it's going to be a lot quicker and easier to get this up and running if I do this right now. That way I don't need to do it for level. So that is good. So it will send the column property data. This will go to new campaign save, which I want Python. New Kanban save. All right, cool. So it goes to the form. We don't need a print here. First off, we need to go to the definition of this. So we've got column title, level title. This will be essentially the exact same thing, but with property there. And we've got the Kanban board name. All right, so that all connects up to that. So it should now accept that data coming through and validate it. Submit Kanban board. So that goes through the normal sort of thing. Everyone's happy with that. There's no problem. So the column list. So we'll actually need to do column property list equals request.post.get list column. That's just property. Oh shoot! What did we name it in this? Column property. All right, cool. We'll be verbose about it. And boom, like that. And then make sure in here, yeah, we've got a column property. Right, cool, yeah. Being consistent is key. So for index column title equals, so we're already passing through the index. So that saves half of our problem. What we need to do here is Kanban column property equals, and then column property list, and then just put in index. Because that should be a list. So if we actually go Python lists, I'll show you a quick Python list. Let's just copy this. We have my list, and then we got 0, should get out apple, 1, we'll get out banana, 3, we'll get out nothing because it's outside of bounds. There we go. This index out of range. All right, not a problem. Cool. So that should work. I'm kind of happy with that. Okay, let's hit refresh. So test board 2. Blocked. Closed. And normal. All right, cool. We've done it. We now have a board which will work as intended. So if we have a new card, let's say card will, let's say, move this card into blocked. Like so, it'll come up with, hey, looks like you need some help. Why is this blocked? Added it in. If someone clicks on this later, they're like, all right, what's the note say? Ah, look, there's my notes for why this is blocked. So yes, we've just done that. We've just passed through a lot of things. The best thing is when we actually, let's say this card will be assigned to a user. So you can actually assign this to a user. So you can be like, all right, the admin user needs it, they're done, cool. So what we're going to do in the very near future is we're going to add in the ability for users to, we're going to add in the ability that on the dashboard, a user can see all these Kanban cards that they're assigned to and so forth like that. They'll be able to see all the currently open Kanban boards that their group is assigned to. And they'll be able to filter out the ones where they've got no assigned cards. And one way to do that is sometimes when people complete cards, we don't want them to see that they're assigned to those cards anymore because they're completed. We also don't want to see cards that are archived either, but that's another just condition that won't be hard to implement. So let's go into here. We need to go into my current issues. So RSC, okay, I'll be working on the weekend on that. So yeah, hopefully I will have something on Monday to show you guys so we can go forward to complete that thing. Welcome text notification, text on login screen, we need to fix that up. So I think I've got to test it all out. I've got to set that up so the admin user can actually add in these sorts of things. I've just got to spend time on it. All right. Object links do not pull a description to Kanban board. I need to sit down and think about that one. There's a lot to actually do this weekend. Change tasks list, not updating when adding, removing. I think I didn't put this as a bug. I don't think, okay. What's the matter, sweetie? Duplicate of data attributes in Kanban property order component. All right. Yeah. So we've got a few minor things which we can fix up. Now that I remember, this particular task wasn't actually set in the bugs. It's the new features for NearBeach. And I am dashboard widget, assign users cards. I think I just knocked it over anyway. For closed columns, have blocked auto dialog. Yeah, cool. It's all fixed. All done. So what we can actually do is we can kill this. We can go npm run prod. You sweetie. You're just licking your foot. Okay. She's just licking her foot. All right, just waiting for a little bit. Oh, what's happening here? All right, that was a bit weird. Okay, I think I had a drop in frames then. I'm terribly sorry. All right, cool. So that just took 27 seconds. I do have to think about using something like Vite or something like that to speed this process up. But I'll need to configure it and figure out how to actually get multiple files in, because NearBeach uses a couple of different files. It renders a couple of different source code files. Yeah. Let's get status. So we've done quite a bit. All right. Git add. Git commit. New features. Just gonna have a look at the feature. Card 79 and card 30. When Kanban columns. And hello, Time Enjoyed. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for the raid. It is greatly appreciated. I'm just literally submitting some fixes which I've just done. So for those who are joining, ignore this one. This is the old one. So what I've done here is I've now added properties to these columns. So that way, when you're on completed, this is technically closed. So why do we need to actually sort of create new cards and link objects to it? So there's one. But I've also created this option where if you drag stuff into blocked, it'll pop up with a little note, and you write in here why this card is blocked. So yeah, just finished that. And hey, Nocturnal, how are you? Welcome under my wheel. Welcome, welcome. Try and ray to do. Okay, they didn't work. Fair enough. How was your stream, by the way? Was it good? I hope it was good. So, for those who don't know, I'm Robotic Head. I've been working on an open source project management system for a few years now called NearBeach. The backend's in Django and the front end is in Vue. So yeah, it went well. Oh, that's good to hear. I'm glad it went well. So yeah, I am just working on the Kanban board functionality. So yeah. So for example, these columns, I can change their property. Oh, I hate when that happens. Sorry, my computer's like spinning chips at the moment. There you go. So you can change whether it's blocked or closed and stuff like that. So, yeah. I'll go back to this Kanban board. I'm just literally writing up my Git commit. So I'll quickly do that and we'll jump into another task which I can look at. New features, Kanban columns now have properties which state if it is either normal, blocked, or closed. From here, the front end will implement certain features like opening a blocked dialog. Alright, cool. I honestly thought that would take me longer tonight to do, but I'm just on a roll. Alright, dashboard widgets about assigning cards. Okay, we can do this one. So at the moment, what actually can happen is you can assign users cards, but the problem is my dashboard, which is sadly lacking a lot of features. I am meaning to actually write up quite a lot of features for the dashboard. So that will happen. I'm just terrible at design. So hopefully I will get some guidance from people being like, hey, you should try this and this and this. So yeah. So the idea is you can see unassigned objects. Let's actually assign myself to this object. I don't have much in this database at the moment, so that's why it's so empty. So as you can see, you got my current objects. I'm going to put in the cards in here. So that way the cards will also appear up here. So yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to open up my view editor. Sorry, this happens sometimes where the view stuff does not show. I am on localhost. What happened to view? Ah, no, this is my bad. I put it in production mode. So I did a compile for production. That's why it's not showing. Okay, I am going to close some unnecessary windows. So I'm going to go to NearBeach. I'm going to open up this. So we're opening up the view. Yeah, excuse that. I'm just going to do another refresh because it actually finished compiling a little bit. So we've got dashboard my objects. So this is what we want. So the Django side of things, so the back end, some of this data. I will have a quick show what the data looks like. It is my objects. So if we go to the response, I do apologize that this is small. Every time I try and enlarge it, it doesn't work. So we've actually got 3 different fields in here. We've got requirement, projects, and tasks. So we're going to add in a 4th one called cards or card. And then it will sort of be very similar to this where we've just got that data popping out like so. All right, now this is where you see a bit of messy code. I do apologize. So let's clean that, my object. And we're going to get my objects. So for those who wonder how I know where to go, one way to figure out what actually happens with Django is you can go here. All right, I'm gonna have to deal with the cat. She just wants to go out. I will be right back in 1 minute. Sorry about this. Okay, Ash, come on. Yep. You need to go to the bathroom, don't you? Got that there. Ah, shoot. Ash. Terribly sorry about that. All right, I almost took myself out on my bike. So what we want to do, you go to the URLs, you search for that URL. So in this sort of case, it's going to be my objects. You find it here. So here it is, dashboard, get my objects. We know we want to go to the dashboard views. So for me, I've actually got all my views under a folder. Dashboard views, I'm terribly sorry, this is really, really tiny. And then what we want is get my objects. So if we go in here, get my objects. So that's one way to find where to go in a Django project. Other people sometimes have their views as classes, which is perfectly fine. Yeah, it's just some other people do prefer that way. So in here, we've got project results, we've got requirement results, and then we've got task values. So what we've got to do is we've just got to put in our code in here. So what we need is card results equals, and for some strange reason, I forgot why it's in a parentheses. There is a reason for that. I think it's because of this. All right. So what we want is we want the card dot, oops, sorry, line wrap. Oh, okay. Oh, neat. Nocturnal knows everything about Python. All right, I just realized I need to import import that object. So down here, under NearBeach.models, I need to import the card. I need to also one day alphabetize that, but I will get back to it another day. So card.objects. Now we need to filter. So it'll be similar to all of these. So filter, so is deleted equals false. And then what we need to do is card ID is going to be in. Now the object assignment is where all objects are assigned. So some objects are assigned to other different objects, but objects can be assigned to users. So that's object assignment table. So objects, oops, dot filter. Then under here, we don't want to focus on any deleted stuff, because a lot of the times you might delete these assignments and so forth like that, which is fine. It's a good sort of, well, you know, sometimes you might add someone to a project or a task and you just need to remove them. So yeah, they get deleted. We don't need to focus on that object assignment anymore. Now I soft delete them. Yeah, I've just, the force of habit, because I've known so many people to delete stuff and then regret it. I have to. So we need the card ID is null, is false, because there has to be a card ID. And we want to actually make sure that the assigned user is the requested user. Now, this is card ID in. So we're actually looking at an object at the moment. We actually just need to spit out the value card ID. All right. So that way, this will spit out a list of all those card IDs. And then this will be like, all right, cool. Any cards that are in that. So once we've done that, we need a .exclude. So this is where we're excluding cards that are either with the status closed, or the and this is where the prior stuff that I've just done. So the column properties. So the column properties are not closed. So at the moment we'll deal with actually card ID. So now we just got to think how we can exclude those. Okay, so I'm just going to write a note. So exclude cards that are archived. It's a pretty easy one. Exclude cards that sorry, running it. Got a blank in my head at the moment. Sorry, exclude cards that are inside columns that are closed. Right. And then we just need the values out. So why are we... Oh yeah, we don't need many values out. So we'll need the card ID. We'll need the card name. So I'm just going to go over here. This is the wrong thing. So what we want is card. I'm just going to go right card and up there. So we've got the Kanban card, which is going to view the data. We've got the Kanban card text, which is what we want. Card text, sweet. We'll need, I don't think we'll need much, because just having a look at this data, we'll probably need the column ID. We'll need the column ID. All right, Kanban color. Need the Kanban column ID. Column. This is so the good thing about ORM. Do you have hard delete mechanisms for things like GDRP? So not quite yet. That is something I'll need to research. What I wanted to do is, in those particular cases, wipe the original data, so it's pretty much delete it. But in some cases, because those particular, for example, a customer will be connected to projects and tasks and stuff like that. Just deleting that, you'll kind of lose that sort of knowledge. So at least having something there that acts as that sort of default, where I could be like, all right, this particular X user was a part of this task. And thinking of just wiping their names and wiping other information from it, which is not needed. So I've got to think about it. I've got to look up what I have to do for that. I just haven't had time, and I don't know enough about it. So yeah. I mean, in the end, you could do a soft delete on all the kind of stuff, and then essentially write a script which just deletes all that stuff easily. So it shouldn't break things terribly. So yeah. Anyway, the good thing about ORM is I can go Kanban column /_ ID and then access the information underneath that. So the Kanban column stuff. So I can get the column name. And I believe I don't need the ID. I'm about 50% sure on that. So Kanban column name. All right, so I've got the column name. I don't need any end dates or anything like that. Yeah, all right, cool. Oop, I've gone way too far. Okay. So check this field. All right, cool. So here we've just got a little note saying only have 25 results and order alphabetical order. But I've commented all that out for some strange reason. I forgot why. And the pain point, due to Django wanting to send converted JSON as a string, we have to apply serialization, apply JSON loads function, compile data, and send back. So that's why we're doing this messy sort of thing. There has to be a better way. Yes, please, anyone. If you got a better way, please tell me. All right, cool. So what we want in here is card results equals JSON.dumps list card results CLS equals the what is it? Django JSON code. All right. And then in here, what we want is card JSON.loads card results. Oops. And then we save that. And our debugger should be fine. Oh. What is our card called? It's called Kanban card. Yep, all right, cool. Out of the way. Kanban card, all right, cool. So I need to actually edit this down here. This is gonna be a problem where I try and call card, and it's actually Kanban card. Cool. Sweet, that should be running. Touch wood. All right, cool. Yep, running now. So what I could actually do is, this is actually just a get, so I can actually just resend it. As you see, we have an error. So cannot resolve the card ID into field. So what this is trying to tell me is I need Kanban card instead. Kanban card ID. So we need Kanban card ID and then Kanban card ID. That should be Kanban card ID. Yep, so we can just right hand click, resend. Query set has no something. All right, query set. Values. Sorry, that should be plural, not singular. And in values. And in values. Yep. Yes. Thank you very much, Nocturnal. All right. Oh, I've always forget that one spot. The one. Also line 50. 150. Oh, wait. Sorry, I thought when you said and in values, you actually meant that one. All right, cool. All right, cool. We've just got some data. So as you see, we've got the card data. We've got it like that, which is great news. No worries. Always fun with a delay here. All right, so I'm happy with that. That's great news. We just now need to exclude the cards that are archived and exclude cards that are inside columns that are closed. So what we do is, let's have a look at the database. So we've got card near Kanban card. I'll make this a little bit bigger. I wonder if I can actually zoom in. I don't know why this doesn't work on my keyboard sometimes. Like I press those keys and it's like, I'm not gonna. All right. So we've got the card ID, card text, card description, card sort number. So over here, we've got the Kanban column ID. So what we want to do is these excludes up here. It's just like that. So let's start with this one. So Kanban column ID in. This is where we need Kanban column.objects.filter is deleted equals false, and the Kanban column property equals, and this is closed. So what this does is it pulls out a list of all the Kanban columns that are closed. If any of this in the list equals that, it'll be excluded. I'm just going to exclude cards that are archived. That one should be a lot simpler. That actually should be an is deleted thing. Oh, is archived. Is archived equals true. Now, this should be an OR function between these two because it could be one or the other or both. In the rare case of both. So we're going to use Q for this. So we're going to scroll back down to here. We're just going to go a Q. Open it up. Close it. I think it's that for the OR. No, it's not. I'll fix that in a minute. It's just the single one? Oh. So if either those are true, we want it to be excluded. So one way we can test this out is let's just hit resend. We should still get data. We still get data if we actually click over here. We'll close this. We'll move it over into completed. And then if we resend this, we get no data, which is what we want. If we send this back, we'll get data again. So we resend, presto, we've got our card data. And then if we archive it, and resend data, presto, no data. Great. All right, so we know it works. So I'm just gonna put in a new card, simple card assigned to me. I'm gonna go add card, sweet. I'm gonna open up the properties. I'm gonna start actually adding in the users. Cool, done. So we should now get data coming through. So resend, bang, data. And now we can actually edit this thing. So this is the view part of the stuff. So let's check this out. So we've got dashboard, my objects. So I want to close the NearBeach side of things. In here, I'm going to close this. I want to go dashboard, my objects. Been lurking, sorry I haven't been saying anything, but this is so cool. Oh, thank you very much. I do enjoy a good lurk, so it's perfectly fine for everyone if you're happy to lurk. That is perfectly fine. I fully understand that a lot of people actually listen to Twitch whilst working. I know I do. So yeah, just have it in the background. It's nice. So what we want is we've got render object table. So these are just a single component which helps me render multiple different sort of objects. So it's, because they've all got the same sort of code in them, I didn't want to actually create an object for a component for projects. I didn't want to create a component for requirements, and I didn't want to create a component for tasks. So I created one component, in which case you feed in data and you're like, this is the data, this is where you get it, this is this and all this kind of information here. So we're going to actually copy this and modify it for the Kanban card. So we're actually going to copy this one up here. So 13 to 20, that's 7. We're going to pop on down here. We're going to paste it and we're going to call it cards. I should be very specific. So render object, so object results, we're actually looking at the card. So if we go into network, we're looking at this particular field, the card data. So we're telling the object results card is, all right, cool. So render this if there are results in there. All right, the search results in itself is going to be the card. So that's the data being fed through. Import variables, I'm going to actually rename that and card, and then card, Hello. Yes, this is going to be a bit difficult because I might need Kanban ID passing through now that I think about it. Okay, not a problem. And what we would want is if we've got the Kanban passing through that ID, we would also want to automatically open up that card, which makes sense. When you click on the dashboard, you're like, okay, take me to this particular object. You want it to actually go to that particular object. A lot of sub-objects, so sub-objects would be requirement items. So a requirement will have multiple smaller requirement items attached to it. So a Kanban board, a sub-object would be the cards. So with other sub-objects, usually they have their own page. So change tasks will have their own page, requirement items have their own page, but cards don't. So this is going to be an interesting one. I won't be able to complete this tonight, but it'll be interesting to see how I would complete it. And I've just noticed one thing, root URL is being passed down. I have not connected this component up to Vuex, so I might fix that up too. All right, not a problem. So let's deal with one problem at a time, card variables. So down here, I'll show you, oops. I hope I didn't break anything then. I hit a random button. So down here, we've got a bunch of different variables which pass down into that particular component itself. It helps render it out. So for example, you've got the header, which will show projects. You've got the prefix, which will put pro in front of every project number. You've got the ID, you've got the title, you've got the status, and you've got the end date. So we're actually copying the requirement variables because we won't need anything like this. So I am going to key something in. So I'm just quite literally copying this. I'm going to key in card variables, and I'm going to paste it in like so. So cards, card, Kanban card ID, or the title. All right, let's have a look at what came through. Kanban card text. So these 4 fields match up with the data. So status would be this name here, this terrible name. And the end date will be nothing. All right, cool. So what Vue.js, what I built the component to do is it'll go through the header. It will just print that out as a simple right here type of stuff. The prefix adds the prefix on just before here. The ID will look at the data and actually be like, okay, this is the ID. The title, it will be like, all right, cool, I'm going to grab the title. So this thing right here, I'm going to grab that from that bit of data. And the status from here. It's a bit convoluted, I will agree with that. But at the end of the day, it works. So, let's hope it works now. No. All right, let's find out what broke. Can't access property length on object data.cards is undefined. All right. Count objects. All right, I'm just going to clean up some of this. All right, cool. I do need to add in the plus this dot object results dot card dot length. Now, is it card or cards? I've just lost it. Oh well. My objects, no. Oh, okay, and it was card. All right, cool. Yep, sweet. In the error message, at least. Yeah, I might just take this out for 1 second. Dot card is undefined. I might take this out too. All right, that is good. So we want my objects. It is card, yep. Okay. So object results. Just gonna do a simple console, spell console log response. All right, let's have a quick look. Let's see what is going wrong. We're just gonna wait 3 seconds. All right, console length is undefined. So it's throwing up an issue with this. All right. Waiting 3 seconds. All right, let's start again. So we've got data coming through. So config data. We've got card project requirement task. All right. Now we'll do the cheeky thing where I'm like console log object results. This object. Just keep it there for the moment. Wait 3 seconds. Object results. It's a proxy, which is not fun. So we're looking at the target. We've got card in there still. We do have access to length. So I'm just going to put in card slowly. So we've got a target, we've got an array. All right. Oh, I think I know why. I think this is declared first, but it's left empty. All right. Under our data, we'll have object results. We don't have card in here. It's as simple as that. Wait 3 seconds. Presto. All right, I can start adding in this stuff. So I'm just going to copy this. I should actually do it with 30. Just do it like that. I should start using the Vin bindings a little bit better. Whoops. I am getting rid of these. Just neatening up my code just a little bit. Excuse me for 2 seconds. Okay. So we're feeding through, we're making sure that the length is greater than 0. Have you ever looked up multi-cursor stuff? No. I need to though. That's where you can edit multiple lines at the same time, right? If they've got matching certain condition. Because I need to actually learn that. It will make this a lot faster. Okay, import that will be card variables, and the destination will be card at the moment. Also line 41. Oh, yep, cheers. Just got that. All right. And there you go, there's our card. But at the moment, if we click on it, it goes to card information and then number 4. So we'll need to fix that up. It might, there's 2 ways of doing this. One, we can use card information. So that way we've got the proper card ID there, because we don't want to import Kanban board IDs and put them there and all that kind of stuff unless we really want to. The other way, which I do actually kind of prefer, is it does go to card information, but it redirects to the Kanban board. And then we feed some information into the Kanban board, which will trigger the that particular card to open. So yeah, that might be a solution. Just checking on the time. It is getting late. All right. I do like that. I do prefer that solution. Just because we can have the card ID still there. Invalid date time. Oops. Why is there? End date. End date. No, I don't know why that's coming up. Because in Django, it shouldn't be hard to redirect. Django redirect URL. So for those wondering, boom, I could do something like that. And because I'm already doing some redirects, but the next thing is I need to see if I can pass in. I should be able to pass down. Sorry, I'm just thinking at 1,000 miles an hour at the moment. So it is possible for me to have up in the URL. So if we have like Kanban information. Okay, Kanban information 4 doesn't exist at the moment. But 1 does. All right. I've got to have a look at that error. That was a bit of a weird one. So if I have something come in through here and then I put another suffix on the end of it, I could potentially get it to. I don't even need to do that. I just need to oh no, I need it in the URL. All right. So what I could potentially do is have Kanban information, have the board number. I can then put card, and then let's say it's card number 2, right? So at the moment, we've got card and 2. I could get this to flag in the system, hey, this is an extra variable. I can pass this down into the view component. So in the view component, I can do a check to be like, all right, cool. There is actually a number in here. Sweet. It's not number 0. Even better. What I want to actually do is then pass, if it isn't 0, I want to actually open up that card. So if we go to, I'm not typing very well at the moment, am I? Kanban information number 1. And what we could potentially do is we've got these IDs on here. We can easily get it to double click on that. In fact, let's actually do that in JavaScript. Oops, sorry, I can't even zoom in over here. All right, sorry, this is going to be in really tiny text. I do apologize to everyone. So let's say we've got A is document dot get element by ID. We've got an ID of 2. Okay, so that's that div element right there. You can see it highlight when I just type in A. And we might do click. Click does nothing. What about double? Oh, how do you do a double click? JavaScript double click. I've never had to do a double click. Is it DB click? Any.db click. Or do I just do click.click? Thank Christ there's not that. Dispatch a double click event. What? Oh, don't say it's something really weird. Otherwise, I can just write it in. The reason why I want to double click on it is because it's going to be cheap and easy for me to actually do it, programming wise. Otherwise, I could hijack. That seems nasty. Yes, otherwise I will have to use the methods that are already there, and I'm trying to figure out how they do exist. But usually they're built on events. And it'll be really hard getting down there to actually trigger those events and stuff like that. I wish there was a double clicking. All right. Or, hang on a minute, there's these icons. They're single clicks. So, I should be able to get to the, the SVGs underneath. All right. So, child nodes. All right. I'll just need that. So let's go var b. It's not going to be this horrible code. I'm just playing around at the moment, a quick and nasty sort of play around. So A, child nodes, I'm going to pick number 3, which should be the end one. So B should be that SVG. So B.click. No, there's no click on it. Yep, all right. No, I can't click on it, but we should be able to. Yeah, it's a single click for that item. this might be one of those things where I probably need to investigate a little bit further. So there's the secondary card, CSVG. And I can always, all right. Okay. B equals A dot get elements by class names. Bang that in. B should have one in there. So if we do B0 dot click doesn't, no. All right. All right, I've got to figure this out. So let's put this as a bug at the moment. That way I don't lose track of this and I can think about it and fix it up very quickly. So create a new issue. So dashboard, assigned cards, currently go to card information, and then I'm just putting ID in there. So method 1, log into NearBeach with a user who has cards assigned to them. 2, click on the cards. I'll paste in the picture so it makes more sense. Under the assigned cards section, click on the assigned card. Okay, expected results. User is taken to the Kanban board where that particular card will appear. Actual results. User is taken to card. I'm going to put this in card information. I'm going to put that as an ID in there, which does not exist. Notes. Use card information to redirect the current user to Kanban board where we pass through a card ID. This ID will trigger the card to open. We'll use JS to click on the appropriate card on the board or trigger it to open somehow. And once it opens, what we want it to do, could send that information into the Vuex and then have it so that after everything renders, it will trigger that component. Yeah, I kind of do. I just haven't thought about this properly. So I need to sit down, reread my code, see what can be done, what can't be done. So it might be possible if I have that information up in Vuex, I can access it when the mounted occurs, and then what it will do is it will check to make sure that is that card a part of that particular level column, and if it is, then trigger it to open. And it might be one of those cases where we have to wait 100 milliseconds to trigger it open or something silly like that. So yeah, I will have to give it some thought. I actually might write that down. Potential solution could be to one. Send the card ID into the UX under the correct level / column. Under the, I won't put correct, under the level / column, it will search to see if card exists. If card exists under that level / column, it will trigger the same function used for double click or a similar modified version. The idea is I don't want similar function codes if I can sort of use the one. All right, let's neaten this up. Let's go head one, head of one, head of one, head of one. All right. Let's make this critical because we do want to actually fix this up because there's no workaround at the moment. So yeah. All right. Well, I better be running just because it's getting late and I've got to wake up early tomorrow. So thank you everyone for coming. Yes, it is Friday. I'm glad. So yes, let's find someone to rate. Details, action adventure game dev, healer game prototype. Let's hack VulnHub. All right. I'm just gonna make sure that they're English because that's been a time where I've done that. All right, cool. Let's raid. Thank you very much everyone for coming. It has been a wonderful sort of stream. It has been actually productive. We've got quite a lot done. I'm going to push this code. I'm going to write up some notes to be like, all right, cool. I need to do this, this, and this, and probably figure out what to do. Actually, I'll spend tomorrow trying to figure out what to do. If not, it'll be next Monday. So yes, thank you very much for everyone coming, and I do hope you enjoy the next stream. So yes, thank you.
Going as deep as that?